Hello, friends. My name is David White, and you're listening to the Mistconceptions podcast.
Well, there are certainly a lot of things happening right now, and I'm not entirely sure which one to focus on the most. There's certainly the issues I'm having with Ren, but Elsa and Bill told me to table that, and I trust them, so okay, moving on from that. But this poor kid, he's just been through so much, and what are happening to these other kids, and I don't really want to go down in a sewer. Who wants to do that? And what was that creepy thing that we saw on the side of the building? And wow, so many people died, and but wow, Woodard and that kiss. Man, it'd be so great to just hang out with him and not do any of this stuff. But okay, kids, helping kids, saving kids. You got this, Faye.
Previously on Misconceptions, the crew got into a rooftop rumble, and it was quite disastrous. They were investigating the Ratpack, this group of delinquent teenagers, and they found out that these people had targeted a construction site that was apparently being run by the mafia. The Ratpack placed bombs around the construction site, and a lot of things happened. A lot of people got hurt. Ren threw a crane on top of the building, causing a lot of damage, trapping Faye and Esther underneath. A bomb went off. Luckily, Bill was able to save them, and afterwards, there were some tense words shared. But the topic was tabled, and the topic being, Ren. But that topic was tabled and to be come back to a later time, maybe. Anyways, they took this kid that they had saved. They took him to some fellow crime fighters, I guess. Woodard Lockley and Muhammad Catan, and left this kid with them, and they were going to go investigate the sewers, which this kid, Luke, remembered from his time with the Ratpack. And so we pick up there. Where are y'all going?
The sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you just going to the nearest access?
Yeah, we're going to type it in to maps and see what comes up.
The sewer.
The sewer.
I remember the kid saying something about the park and then he brought up the sewer, but what did he say specifically about the sewer, Faye?
He talked about how he just remembered, lifting up this very heavy metal circle from the road, and then jumping down and thinking it was the sewer because it smelled so bad. I can only imagine that those are the entrances in the middle of the street that we're talking about. But, they did meet up at the park, so maybe one closer to the park would get us closer, where we wouldn't have to just be walking around in gross sewers for forever.
Does it have to be the sewer? Or, what if it's like a certain... he said it smelled like the sewer.
Right, but usually the simplest answer is the right one. He said he had a manhole cover. It's probably where... it's probably going to be a sewer. Can you look up manhole covers near parks?
Yes, because that is such a simple search.
There should be a blueprint somewhere, though, of the sewer system in the city.
Why don't we just look at parks near his house?
Yeah, I'd say that'd probably be better, because there are blueprints, but it would be at the library or at City Hall.
So y'all wanting to find an entrance to the sewers? I think this could totally be an investigate roll. Who would like to roll that investigate roll?
I guess I'll roll the investigate roll. Data mining and high-tech laptop.
Okay. So investigate with a +2.
I got a 7.
Okay, so you get clues equal to power. You get 2 clues. What do you want to know? What do you want to ask?
Which park is, or like where exactly is the manhole?
Okay, so the park, where exactly is the manhole?
Yeah, is there like a more exact location?
Okay.
Or a general, I guess, is there a general area for us to search?
So you correlate some data, put some stuff together. You find a park near 411 Sycamore Lane, which is where Luke's house was. You find that park, and you find there are numerous access points to the sewers around there.
I want to see if there have been any recent, like, city cleaning people, or like city people that have been down in the sewers in that area.
So you're asking if anyone's like cleaned the sewers lately?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there was a routine cleaning a while ago, I'll say. A cleaning as much as you can have a cleaning. Like they came, tested the waters, things like that. But yeah, it was recently, I guess, is what the answer would be.
And there was like nothing amiss or anything?
Not that you can find.
Okay. All right, so there is a park over by Luke's house that we can go to near 411 Sycamore. And it seems like they had done some recent water checks, and I checked the sewer system down there just recently. And at least in this report, it doesn't look like there are any strange things that had been spotted. I mean, it could be a cover-up, but could also just be things could be normal down there. So, at least it is a clue or something that we could move towards if it is the sewer.
We have to start somewhere.
Okay. So, following Ren's clues, you find this park, and you find one of the many manhole covers surrounding this area. Are y'all wanting to do this at night or during the day?
Probably at night.
Okay, so you wait for the night. Does anyone want to, while you're waiting for night to fall, does anyone want to roll, like, any change to games to prepare or anything? Nothing, I wouldn't say like a full-blown photo montage, but maybe just some change to games to heal yourself or give you something to prepare for whatever.
Can I roll a change the game and add herbal infliction and plant growth to use like aloe vera and different plants to heal the wounds
Sure.
on my face? So +2.
Okay.
14!
Nice.
So
on a dynamite, you get a minimum of 3 juice.
So since I have a injured 3 status, theoretically I could clear it.
Yeah. I would say that, like, it's not like, ding, you're back to perfect, but, like, you start the healing process over the next couple of days, like the bruising and swelling and stuff will go down, but you have healed yourself or medicated yourself in such a way that your injuries don't interfere with what you're doing anymore. You're still cut up, bruised up, looking bad, but it won't affect you anymore.
Okay.
Okay?
You still have a black eye, but it's not
Yeah.
going to affect your
Right.
vision.
I want to do like an investigate
Okay.
of the area around the manhole because I'm wanting to see, like, is it booby trapped? Is there, like,
Okay.
you know, like anything suspicious, like, kind of in that area?
Okay. So go ahead and roll and investigate. What do you got?
Well, I have investigate for one.
Mm-hmm. Some would say that's the perfect investigate power tag.
Right. And some would say that's not very creative, but, you know. I don't know, I use it a lot, but life lessons, maybe. Just because, like, I would know like what to look for, but I've used that a lot lately, so probably not.
It's up to you. I would accept it if you want to use it.
Okay. I will use it, and I'm sure you'll use it against me at some point. Because you have this look in your eye like, go ahead and use it, I dare you. So, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so 7. So you do get, you rolled with the clues, or power 2, so you get 2 clues.
Okay. So is there any kind of like wiring or trap connected to the manhole cover?
Is there any trap connected to the manhole cover? No.
Okay. Walking like the perimeter like area.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything out of the ordinary or like any like symbol that I would recognize?
Anything out of the ordinary or anything you would recognize?
It's like I'm wondering if there's like some kind of symbol that's like this is one of the Ratpack entrances or like something like that.
You find one of the manhole covers has a like a stencil spray paint of something, like somebody laid the stencil down and spray painted green across it.
Mm-hmm.
Not green, let's do brown. And it is like in the stencil art like rat face. And you find it on one of the manhole covers. So you roll change the game, investigate. Ren and Bill, are y'all doing anything?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Then I'll roll a change the game to heal myself for my wounded.
What do you have to add to it?
I have everything is binary.
I don't think everything is binary would help you heal yourself. Like if you were working on like the mechanical components of yourself, I think it would work.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if like just because like you're injured, and it doesn't like have anything to do with like your head or anything like that, or your digital data implants. So I don't know if everything is binary would work with this.
I'm gonna call on Deja, my number 1 employee. Yeah, I think that's it. I was gonna say like high-tech laptop to like do like a diagnostic of my brain and of my body and stuff to figure out what's wrong. And of like the circuitry and stuff to do healing. Either use a laptop or use a scanner vision to bioscan.
I would say scanner vision could maybe help you see what you need to fix.
Okay.
So with a +1
And number 1 employee.
and Deja, okay. Okay. Six. Okay. So how does this work? How does it not help you?
I feel like with this one, I call Deja and she just, she picks up the phone and says, "Hey, I'm too busy. I can't help you right now. Sorry, bye." And just hangs up the phone.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, fine. I'm just going to do it by myself then. And so Ren puts on the scanner vision, and he's in the bathroom of his office, and there's like a small
so you went back to your office?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's like a small like porthole mirror, because that's like where all of his like equipment is and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a small porthole mirror, and he's like, okay, like I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is no big deal. He puts on the scanner vision, and he's like, oh, okay, I see all the problems. And he's trying to like tinker with it, but he's doing it in the mirror, so it's backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's trying to tinker with it, and you just hear like just like electronic noises, and then he just hears like a loud ringing and that's eventually when he just stops.
Okay.
Because he clearly did something and it just did not work.
Okay. So you try to do all that and it doesn't work. And okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then y'all reconvene back at this area once night has fallen. Esther, I assume you take them to where you saw the brown mark.
Yeah, I told him about it, not while we were out in public or anything like that, but before we go, I'm like, I know which one we need to go to. And I assume we're all like dressed in black and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like we won't be seen.
Ren's wardrobe is only black.
That was mainly for Faye.
Oh, for sure. And Faye like had to borrow some of Esther's boots because she like only has like ballet slippers and flip flops, and she was like, I can't go into the sewer system like this.
So you're all dressed in black, all men in black, back in black. So you all find your way to this manhole cover, and Esther points out the curious little rat face insignia on the manhole cover. Barely noticeable. You probably would not have noticed it if she hadn't pointed it out to y'all.
Well, ladies first. Bill, would you like to go?
I think you can go, bud.
Esther ignores all this and lifts the man cover to go inside.
Okay. You lift it up, and immediately after you lift it up, there's this waft of stink that comes up the throat of this passage into your faces.
Man, can we do a flashback and like we all have like some sort of mask because we knew we were going to a sewer?
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Do you want to spin your flashback to describe an action carried out by your character in the past, and then make a move for that action?
I feel like we may need the flashback later though for something more.
Okay, is the flashback per character or per team?
Technically, it says once per session. When you have the spotlight, choose one. So it looks like any one person can invoke it.
And if I invoke it and I do whatever, then I can do where everybody has a mask?
If you roll high enough, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to try that.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's a realistic thing narratively. Like, we knew we were going to a sewer. Like,
Okay. So you flash back. What do we see Esther doing in this flashback?
we're all, like, talking about the plan for the night. And Esther comes up with the, okay, we're going to the sewer. Like, what do we need to, like, basically, like, to protect ourselves or whatever. Or maybe Faye is actually the one that, like, brings that up. Like, what do I need to, like, prepare for this? Mm-hmm. And then Esther is like, we should probably most definitely have something to cover our face. Because you know it's going to be nasty down there.
Okay.
So
do you want to roll a change the game to create something, like produce something that you have that would protect everybody?
yeah, I mean, I'm just wanting like it doesn't have to be like a fancy face mask necessarily, but just something to like somewhat block the odor. And maybe it's like a mask with some kind of like scent like inside of it, like some kind of essential oil or something like that Faye would have in the apartment.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a face, or not face danger. Go roll face danger. Roll a change the game to see if you can create this. What are you adding to it? Yeah.
I really need a tag for Faye being my roommate.
Right.
Gonna have a flower mask.
But I don't really have a tag to add to it. I don't think.
So you're rolling with a +0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Go and roll with a +0.
A 10.
Nice, a 10. So you get a minimum of 2 juice.
So 2 of us get masks?
You could do that, yeah.
Or how does it work?
So with you
I
get
know we've
2
been playing
juice.
this game for 2 years, but
This is our 50th episode.
Can't
Let me
stress
explain.
enough.
Change the game for the 50th time.
can't stress this enough.
Can't stress this enough. Can't stress this enough. You can create a story tag, burn a power tag or story tag, give or reduce a status, or you can scale up the effects, prolong the effect, or hide the effect. So I would say if you're wanting to create a mask, it would be a story tag.
I think so.
Okay. So
I can create a story tag.
yes, with 1 juice, and you have 2. So you could create 2 of these, I guess.
My story tag can't be everybody has a mask. Well, okay, so it would make sense that Faye and I would have the masks, and the guys are like, no, we're men.
Okay.
You making sexist remarks about our gender.
You made a sexist remark when you called him a lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tit for tat.
We
Okay.
are all
So,
about political correctness.
So Esther, what do you name this story tag? Good smelling face mask.
I think flower mask, just because.
Flower mask.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're giving one to Faye?
Yeah.
Okay, so Faye and Esther, go ahead and give yourself a story tag. You have a flower mask.
Much better than a flower crown.
Yeah. So we cut back from that flashback.
And it's a +1.
Yes. And you can apply that once to one of your rolls. And it's not necessarily that once you use it, it's gone. And like you're like, I put it over my mask and then I throw it away. But it's like it just doesn't have a effect anymore. So we cut back from that flashback of Faye and Esther getting these handkerchiefs as they were or whatever and putting essential oils on them, and apparently Bill and Ren being too macho for them, and this smell kicks up and Bill and Ren like make this awful face like, oh god, and then Faye and Esther look at each other and just slowly slide these bandanas up over their noses and mouths.
Told y'all.
Okay, so you are standing at the entrance to the sewer. Jaime is nonplussed.
Esther continues down the manhole.
Okay, so Esther goes first. She moves that manhole, slides the thing over her face, and starts climbing down.
It's a non-gendered hole. Can you please be respectful?
What'd I say?
Manhole.
Instead of man.
Oh, you're right.
You make a good
You
point, Henry.
climb down the sewage drain. The poop hole, as it were. That's what I'll call it from now on. The poop
Could be
hole.
a pee hole.
It's also a pee hole. It's a poop and pee hole.
Okay, we go
Oh my
down
gosh.
into the sewer system.
So you all make your way down into this stinky refuse center, and there is just nastiness flowing all around your ankles, and it just reeks down here. You're in the sewers. Hello, friends, and welcome to the mid-roll section of episode 50 of Mistconceptions. I'm your host, David White, and happy 50th episode, everybody. It is crazy that we've been doing this for 50 episodes. It's crazy that some of you out there have been listening to us for 50-plus hours. That's a lot. But thank you so much for everybody who's listened to the show. Happy 50th. I'm so excited, and here's to 50 more episodes. I hope everybody's summer is going great. I'm a teacher on summer break, so I'm pretty much, at the highest level of excitement I can get to. But I've been enjoying summer. I've been enjoying hanging out with my new baby, hanging out with Carrie as she's still on maternity leave. I started writing a new novel. My goal is to get it finished by the end of summer. Well, to get the first draft finished by the end of summer. Next week, we're heading to Austin to meet up with Jaime and record some new episodes, so I'm super excited about that. But summer's going great. I hope your summer is going great too. And speaking of summer, did you like that segue? It wasn't very good. But in the month of June, I want us to have a little bit of a competition. And And the purpose of this competition is to help advertise the show a little bit, because as you know, we don't spend any money to advertise. If you follow us on Facebook and Twitter, you saw a few weeks ago that I was able to post some flyers of our show at our local gaming store, The Gathering Place. I am very, very thankful to The Gathering Place and their staff for letting us post these pictures and post these flyers. I think it has drawn some attention to our show, which I'm very, very appreciative of. But I want us to have a little competition, and so let me explain what I want you to do. I'm going to post on our Facebook and Twitter, I'm going to post the PDFs of those flyers, of those 4 flyers with Bill, Esther, Ren, and Faye. And what I want you to do is I want you to print them out, and I want you to hang them around where you live. Once you hang them around, take a picture of it, put it on Facebook and Twitter, tag us in it so we can see it, and so people can, follow that to where we are. And at the end of the month, I'm going to see who has the most points. Now, there's some different ways that I'm going to be keeping up with points, so let me go ahead and tell you the different ways you can get points for this little competition. You get a point if you take a picture of your flyer posted in a public area. You get another point if your flyer is in color. You get another point if your poster is printed as a poster size piece of paper, 18 by 24. You can do it as 8 by 11. That's totally fine, and we're going to give you points for that. But you get bonus points if you spend the money to get it done as like a poster. You get a point if your flyer is in the local gaming or hobby store. You get a point if you take a picture of all 4 of the flyers, and you get a point if you put it on Facebook, and you get a point if you put it on Twitter. So I gave people a couple of options to get some points. I don't want anybody going out and spending money on our behalf, but if you do, there's some points in there for you. Like if you go to Office Depot and print out those 4 posters as poster-sized pieces of paper, you'll get an extra point for that. And I'd be very thankful for that, because that's totally not what I'm asking you to do. But anyways, at the end of June, I'm going to see who has the most points. And the first place, the person with the most points, will get a signed book from us. Now, this book, it's either going to be the City of Mist Player's Guide or the City of Mist MC Toolkit. We'll let you decide, and we'll sign it, put little notes in it, and send it to you. The person who gets the second most points will get one of the gorgeous MC screens for City of Mist. Here on the show, I have my own homemade MC screen that I really like, but Tessa got an MC screen from Sun Oak, and it's gorgeous. And if you look on the hero side, you might see a familiar face. And then finally, another prize for the people with the first, second, third, and fourth most points. So those 4 top people with the top points will get an online game session with me. This one's pretty neat, because usually the online game sessions are something reserved just for our Patreon backers. But, if you go all out and you help us spread the word of Misconceptions to people that might not know about it, I want to have a game with you, because you're a pretty awesome person. So, this competition starts right now. Of course, if you're listening to this later, sorry. I guess the gun has already gone off and you're a little behind. But if you post those, I'm going to be keeping up with the totals. I'm going to be checking Facebook and Twitter to see what people have and what people have posted. Hopefully this will introduce our show to some new listeners. And hopefully some of you will get some pretty awesome prizes out of it. So, let's make June the month where Misconceptions grows the most. I don't know why I did an evil laugh. I'm kind of in a weird place. Allergy medicine and everything. But anyways, that's enough out of me. How about we get you back to the episode and let's see what our heroes are going to do this time.
sewer.
Welcome to the sewer.
Can we see anything?
There is a little light coming in through the open hole on surface level, but there's like not any lights or anything down here. It is dark. So this shaft of light is coming down, and then like it's darkness going out away from you.
Ren, you got any flashlights or like a cybernetic light up thing, like a Lumos spell or something?
I have a gun that shoots a blue beam of energy.
Just every few feet.
That could look pretty cool, but
No, I do not have flashlights.
okay. I guess we have our cell phone flashlights. I could use those.
Okay. So you pull out your cell phone flashlights, shine them around, and you'll start moving.
Can I roll and investigate to check to see if there's anything down here?
What do you mean to see if there's anything down here?
Like any living thing?
Anything that's going to attack us out of the blue
Like the scanner vision.
with my scanner vision.
Sure. Go ahead.
Zing, 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 zing.
Okay, go ahead. Roll and investigate.
Any other warm bodies down here?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of fresh poop. That's pretty warm.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, y'all went to the sewers. I'm not going to apologize for it. I what? What did I
let us
do?
hear.
I know. Your clues let you hear.
11.
Okay, 11. You get one clue. What do you ask?
Is there anything hiding or anything that would come out or that is going to come out and attack us?
So you use your scanner vision, you scan the area, and you come to like this intersection, and you tap your goggles, you scan the area, and you see something move in the darkness. As you're getting closer, you catch it because you have your scanner vision on. And as like someone shines their flashlight over this area, it kind of darts down one of the alcoves out of view.
All right, so at the next intersection, looks like we've got something. Could be a brown hoodie person, could be the monster thing that you saw on the side of the building, or a giant rat monster, this Pied Piper person. I don't know. There's something down there. Down at the intersection that was definitely moving and knows that at least we're down here, or something is down here looking for them or something.
Your description is so clear, I know exactly what we're headed for.
You're welcome.
Which way did it go?
To the left.
Well, I guess we better be ready.
Okay, you get to this Y intersection.
I make a tower shield.
Okay, you make a tower shield.
Esther readies her gun.
Okay, you ready the gun? Faye creates plants.
Stands there.
Stands there. Okay.
There's a lot of organic material down here. There's a lot of organic material down here.
It's just gonna be poop.
He just turns into a monkey. Throwing all
Just
that shit.
flinging poop.
A lot of fertilizer.
New power tag.
Flinging poop.
But for real though, are there like?
Sure,
in the
there's
sewer
like
system,
there's
there's,
like algae on the walls.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So there is plant life down here, but not vines. Definitely something. And not banana leaves either. Okay, you get to this Y intersection, and you're coming in from like, picture it like a Y, and you're coming in from like the top right one, and then there's one that goes straight down to the bottom, and then there's like one that goes around the corner and up. Whatever that thing that Ren saw went up instead of down the Y. They went up on the other branch, or whatever you want to call that part of the Y. So you go down the corner and then turn the corner and then go back up, kind of in the direction you came, but in a different like path. And as you're walking, you're shining the light everywhere. You hear the sloshing of the sewage against your shoes, and you hear like a above you.
A what now?
A above you. Not a gun cocking, but just like a movement above you.
I thought I heard you say shh, so I thought
Oh,
somebody fight, so I was
okay,
making
okay.
sure what I heard.
Yeah.
Does this noise, and I probably can't get this answer, but I'll say it anyway, sound like a large something? Or like, can I...
It sounds like a close something.
Faye looks up.
You look up, and directly above you there is another entrance hatch, and you see like hanging from the railing, like that you would climb up and climb down, is a brown hooded figure, and it waits until you're right beneath them, and then it lets go and falls down, and as it turns, it like reaches into its hoodie and pulls out like this broken pop bottle. And is falling down towards you.
Yeah. Defensive position.
Okay, so he lands in between the four of you, and then turns around and is going to slash at Rin with the broken pop bottle. Roll a face danger against a cut 1 status.
I'll say since I was already looking down the hallway, I already have the scanner vision on, so I'm looking for like possible ways to escape him slashing me, or like ways to dodge him.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay, so a +1.
And I would like to use Linda Lockwood.
I forget y'all have that team crew tag or whatever.
8.
8? Okay, so you... So you take the status, but in a -1 tier.
Was it already?
But the tier was a 1. So does he still take the 1, or does he take a 0?
I think it's a minimum of 1, right?
I mean, if you take a status, you have to take a minimum of 1, of course.
Yeah. I would say, I would have to take the status.
So you're okay with that ruling?
Yeah.
Okay. You take a 5 status. No, I'm kidding.
I'm dead.
So it leaps at you, and you're like, ah! And you like hold up your wrist, and he just like, not your wrist, your arm to like defend yourself, and he just comes down with the bottle, cutting into your, what's this part of your arm? Your forearm. Cuts into your forearm, and you can see like the bubble, or the blood start to well up from the cut. Not a deep cut, but he did hit you for a little bit, so take an ouch 1 status.
You got a boo-boo.
And it slashes at him and then turns around with the pop bottle to look at all of you, and the hood is up over his head and you can't like see their face or anything.
How big is he?
Not that big. He's a kid, obviously a kid.
Can I take a shot at him?
You sure?
Oh.
No,
This kid
yeah, go on.
attacked me.
Go
Yeah, but
ahead.
he barely hit you.
Well, he hit me. He about to get hit back.
He didn't plant a bomb this time.
You don't know that.
Okay, continue your genocide of these children, Ren.
Gosh.
So what is this a hit with I've got, or a go toe to toe?
You're gonna use a hurt point on me?
You totally
Yeah.
could. So you, and before he even shoots, you see the gun, like he takes a gun, flicks it out, it collapses or uncollapses, comes all together, and then he's taking to aim. What do y'all do?
I jam it with the algae.
Okay, so are you using a hurt point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of your many. Okay. So -1. Esther, were you?
No, I mean, if she's going to use a hurt point,
Okay.
we don't need to use both.
So then a -1. So what else what do you have to add?
Immobilizing energy and energy spread shot. Eight.
8. Okay. So you hit with all you've got. You get you're going to inflict a 1 to your status on him. Which of those do you want to pick?
Secure a superior position.
Okay. So how does this look? This kid jumps at you, cuts you with the bottle. You level the gun. Faye says no, and like throws this algae at your gun. How does the action complete?
She throws algae at the gun, and the shot still fires, and it spreads out, and it just it spreads out on his arm,
Okay.
like his attacking arm.
Okay.
And I kind of jump behind where Bill is.
Okay, so you jump behind Bill. There's a camera. You shoot this kid and then jump behind another guy to save you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you fire it. This blue energy cones out and hits the kid in the arm and shoulder, and the kid just goes flying forward, face first into the sewage. The bottle hits the wall, tumbles down into the water, and then you duck behind Bill. The rest of you are just like, ah! And the kid does not get up.
I'm sorry. He attacked me.
Ren, he's a child. What's wrong with you?
A child who plants bombs.
You don't know that he was one of them.
Is it not obvious from the last kid that he was mind controlled? Is that not, like, registering?
And this one was mind controlled when he attacked me with a bottle?
Yeah, probably.
If he wasn't, he's scared for his life.
Well, now we can wake him up with some herbal something or
Why
other
doesn't
and talk
somebody
to
pick
him.
him up from being face first into the sewage?
Faye goes over and like picks up the kid and checks to see if he has a pulse.
He does have a pulse.
Okay.
It just seems that this incapacitator gun knocked him out, and you like brush,
Incapacitated him.
yeah, incapacitated him. Oddly enough, and you like pull back the hood. You recognize this kid.
I knew I would.
This is Scott from the forest.
My gun is known to incapacitate people. I don't kill people with my gun.
He just kills him with cranes.
It's just with cranes. That was an accident.
Who was with me that day in the forest? It wasn't everybody, right?
I think you were by yourself because
Oh, that's
you brought the kids with you. Don't leave Faye alone with kids. She takes them with
Brings
her.
him home.
Yeah. Brings him home, starts paying double rent to get another house for him, and just sticks him in there with a bunch of Oreos and cupcakes.
Coke and
And
chips.
Cokes and chips, sorry. I apologize.
Guys, I know this kid. He was in the forest with our X-Men and the crew. He refused to come with that one day. And he is alive, by the way.
Yes, because my gun
Alright,
incapacitates
there's the
people and
good news.
doesn't
Okay,
kill
Ray.
them.
It is. I mean, I'm sure it's designed for adults, not tiny children.
Right.
You do recall that on the blueprints from your future computer. For adult use only, not on children.
We strap them on our backs and
Yeah.
just keep going.
Bryn throws him over his shoulder. We continue on.
All right. Let's go.
I throw him over my shoulder and clearly cannot carry him, so I just end up dragging him through the sludge.
You carry him.
Ren does not have the physical capacity to carry another human being.
Okay, well then Faye carries him.
The machine.
Bill, can you carry this kid?
All right. I'm gonna make like a tattoo sled, like to pull him behind by my waist, so he's
Okay.
not drowning in the water.
Yeah, that's totally doable. I would say you don't even have to roll for it. So you create this sling or sled for him and drag him behind you. Are you continuing down this path?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's protecting something.
Yeah. Y'all continue down this path for a while, and it gets to another intersection. One goes north, south. You came from the west, and then there's one that goes to the east.
All right, so let's use that scanner vision, eh? But
Ying. Ying. Nope, scanner vision is not working, guys.
He just made a noise with his mouth. He didn't actually activate the goggles.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the scanner vision.
Okay. I guess you're rolling to investigate then?
Yeah.
Okay.
11.
Okay. So you have one clue. What do you ask?
Where is, or which direction would lead us straight to the Ratpack?
Good question. So you scan this intersection. You do once over, nothing. Tap another feed to see another visual spectrum, nothing. You tap it one last time, and you see that same stencil art that Esther saw on the manhole cover, or sorry, the pee poop hole cover. And there's like a crudely drawn arrow pointing back the way y'all came. And as you like cycle, you like lift your glasses up and off, and it's just not there. And then you put it back and you see it clearly.
I think we're gonna have to go back the way we came. I think we're actually gonna have to go the way that the guy dropped from. Maybe that was like a secret hatch or something.
You think that's the arrow's kind of pointing us back in a different direction? Is that for them, or is that for people who are trying to...
Well, considering no one can see the arrow except for myself and them, I would assume normal people can't see the arrow, so...
Was it like infrared or something? Like...
No, I mean, it was just a special... I don't know, some sort of special kind of drawing that they did. So
Bill asked that question, like, is it infrared? Like, what's it drawn in? And we see a vision of Ren's goggles from like his perspective, and like this little readout, like a circle appears around the mark, and then like a little line comes off, and all this like words appear, and it just says urine. And he's just like, nope, it's just nothing. I can't tell what it is.
Yep, no clue.
Okay, so you go back the way you came. You see like the bottle still resting there, the thing, or the shaft that he jumped out of.
Is there anything under the grossness at our feet?
You look down and you just see like the dirt and muck and poop. Nasty stuff.
I think he'd have to put his face in the poop.
I think that is the only plan of action.
I think the goggles have to see under the poop.
That is a good idea. Well, it seems like the person with the most might and strength would probably need to punch their way through the poop in the concrete.
Oh, yeah, but why would I punch
That's
poop?
the
You can just look.
robot.
Nope. I've got a robot brain.
Alright, David, I will roll and investigate to try to like see if there's like a trapdoor under our feet.
You don't have to. I'll just say like you take the shield and then you like scrape it across the ground to like create a stoppage in the flow, and there's just bricks and mortar underneath it all.
Alright, so you think we need to go back, Ren? Look for more arrows?
Yeah, maybe go back the opposite direction.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so are y'all walking back the way like you first came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you walk back to that Y intersection. You have the way you came first, and then that other hallway.
Go down the other hallway.
Okay, you go down the other hallway, and I'll assume, unless you don't want to, that Ren, you like you're like scanning to see where those arrows are or whatever.
Yeah.
So you see that, and it's pointing down that hallway.
All right.
You continue on that way. Would you continue, and you come to all these intersections and different passageways, and you see like these arrows, and you keep following them, and as you're following them, you get to one nexus, and like you notice that this mark has been smeared a little, and the rest of you can see where Ren is looking. You see a blood smear. You don't see the Ratpack mark, but you do see like a blood smear on this wall, but the arrow is still pointing you down another hallway.
Well, I mean, I guess we just keep going.
Okay. You continue down. This hallway, and as you're going down this hallway, you start to hear music. But it is not a flute. It is this raucous tempo music with a steady beat. Doonch, 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 doonch. And as you get closer, you hear noise.
I cover my ears.
Okay, so you cover your ears. How are you dragging him? Do you have it like connected to your waist?
Yeah, it's off my waist.
Okay.
It's
He
tattoos.
did say that.
Okay. So you cover your ears. Does anyone else? Okay. So you, Faye, you cover your ears?
Yeah.
Esther, Ren.
What order are we walking in at this point?
It's a good point. Give me the marching order. Who's first, who's second, who's third, who's fourth?
Ren's first.
I've been following Goggles.
Okay, so Ren is first, that makes sense. Bill, are you right behind Ren?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess Esther's behind Faye.
Okay, and Esther's bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
And so Faye's third. Okay, so you continue walking down. But you're walking towards this music. It's steadily getting louder. Esther, did you cover your ears?
No.
Okay, you see Faye and Bill just cover their ears immediately. But you all four walk into this area, and it just opens up into like this cavern. It is still like part of the sewage system. It is still man-made, but you see dozens of kids down here, all wearing their brown hoods. And Faye and Bill, you kind of like have your ears covered, but Esther, you can hear this full force, this just like house dance party music going, and all these kids are like dancing and going crazy and having fun, and like there's like just piles of trash and old food and cokes, and there's like they've converted one of the old sewage tunnels into like a half pipe, and you see them riding their like skateboards that they've made out of wood and just junk. You see scaffolding with other kids on it, like jumping and doing like monkey gym kind of things, and it's just like this huge cacophony of children just unsupervised and going crazy. And as you step out of the mouth of this this entrance, like one kid sees you and turns and is like, adults! And like this warning cry echoes through the cavern, and all these kids stop. The music scratches to a halt, and all these kids turn and look at you. And then you hear a familiar voice from the crowd. Faye? Esther? And X-Man like runs out wearing a brown hoodie, runs up, sees the both of you. Oh my gosh, you're really here. Welcome to Wonderland. End of episode. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Misconceptions. You can come back for our next episode on June 17th. If you have Facebook and Twitter, please consider adding us on both of those platforms. And don't forget, we have a little competition going on right now, so go over to our Facebook and Twitter to grab those PDFs so you can start posting the flyers and getting points. We have a Gmail, misconceptionspod@gmail.com. If you would like to email us, that is how you can reach us. Of course, this show is made possible by the generous donations of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to support us monetarily, click on the link below to become part of that exclusive group. City of Mist is an RPG created by Son of Oak. You can find more of their products at sonofoak.com. The Misconceptions theme music was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. And that is it for this week's episode of Misconceptions. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for enjoying our show. I hope you got something out of it. And I hope that you keep it nerdy, y'all.